Alright, let me do this again. This is the third time. The first one was due to the power outage. Yes, I live in a godforsaken shit-stained humanity's fucking collective butthole on this earth's dirtiest shit-stained asshole. And the power is as unreliable or even more than in Baghdad. And you pay a kidney for it. Moving on. This month has been going on. It has reached a new level of extremes in stupidity, especially the last couple of days. I didn't want to do this video, or I didn't want to do anything today, not tomorrow, but I had to after I saw this. And unfortunately, I'm doing it for the third time because I forgot to enable desktop audio to record the video as well. I tried to play a cheap excuse because that NBC shouldn't flag my video for false copyright claims, so I therefore did with the muted video. But no, I prefer things to do as my to do the things as best as my abilities allows me to. So therefore, I prefer to redo the video again. So another hour speaking. Here we go. And this is NBC trying to connect gaming with tiki-wielding, mosquito-fearing, Jewish-fearing white supremacists. NBC, the purveyor of fake news.
Before white supremacists, neo-Nazis, and white nationalists,
they were always a problem, including communists and Antifa and black supremacists, although those are much more problematic today than white supremacists. They have damaged more and killed more people than white supremacists. Remember, the Kurds are communists too, and they are the communists in the second place in worldwide number of deaths and terrorist attacks, just behind Islamic numbers.
marched in Charlottesville, Virginia in August. They were organizing behind a computer screen.
Yes, everyone organizes behind a computer screen nowadays, including Antifa. You don't see you complaining about it, especially because Antifa is much more dangerous than a white supremacist today.
And a lot of that organizing happened through a messaging service.
Correction. Oh, the black supremacists today. No. Even black supremacists are much more dangerous than white supremacists today.
Called Discord, which was originally created to connect video game players to one another. This is
Yes. It was created for video games, but it's such a good program that it could be used for anything else too.
just the latest in the long-running shit.
Oh my god, it's a hate symbol! It's a hate! Oh my god, I'm so triggered.
History between the gaming community and the alt-right.
Of course, blaming the gaming community to the alt-right. What about the alt-left? Don't you think they have a problem too? Whoever made this video is a fucking retard.
Gaming culture has always been racist, it's always been sexist, but...
Of course, it's always been racist, always been sexist. The same way, the same thing those people from the past, lawyers, old people, religious fanatics, etc., that did this 10 years ago said the same thing. Games have always been a problem with violence, therefore people are violent or commit violent crimes. Pretty much the same thing right now, just the narrative changes a little bit, and the speaker too. Instead of having what you could say would have been a very hot lady back in the day when she was younger, saying the Puritan stuff that they say today. Oh, they said back then. Well, anyway, two compared to a fucking ugly little land whales or something that, oh dear me. It's nightmarish stuff. Proclaiming about sexists.
But the internet has sort of allowed us to just sort of see what has always been there.
Emma Vossen.
This Emma Vossen is a complete totally useless person. She is the very definition of a burger flipper, or in the very near future, where she will be one herself. She has no qualifications, anything worthwhile. She actually wasted years of her life and money on a useless degree, which she is, I think she might be a gender studies person or something related to that field. Because, for example, she says she's a researcher. She says she's a researcher. And writes dissertation about gender plus games. That means someone completely and totally useless. Someone that is as useless as a nutritionist. Remember, nutritionists are the smurfs of science. They look cute. They're really cute. But they're completely and utterly useless. So. And this person will pretty much amount to just a burger flipper. And if she graduates beyond a burger flipper, she'll be one of those persons that has a bit of a different concept, or it's confused where the letters goes in a burger. So you usually find it outside of your burger. So you have to assemble it yourself. This is the type of person that we are looking here.
Is a PhD candidate studying how sex.
Remember when PhD used to be hard to get and you had to work your ass off? Well, in gender studies or related fields, that's not the case. Pretty much anyone can get it as long as you follow the narrative.
Sexism seeded in gaming is replicated in.
You know, she could actually further the cause of feminism by joining a STEM field. She could be joining and increasing the number of women in STEM, or going to one of the fields that barely have any women, like physics, theoretical physics, rockets, engineering itself, or I don't know, even mining. But no, she prefers to be a gender studies person or something related. But and then she could maybe take a really attention a STEM related field, something really close to STEM field, by being I don't know, a therapist or something related to that area. But no, she didn't.
The real world. Her study is based on Gamergate, a movement.
An example of complete and total waste of money. And here it is, the worst part of the entire video. Here you've reached rock bottom on this video. You think there's anything further down here, but thankfully there isn't. And thankfully this is rock bottom. And you can see the tweet is actually edited out or edited in. They added the Gamergate hashtag because, well, why not? Let's force a narrative. They created the entire background for the tweet, and they censored the name of the person, which is one single person. All the tweets you're going to see here are actually from one single individual that Anita showed on a screenshot. And this is assuming that she didn't create it herself, because she's notoriously known to create those fake things, or the groups, the people she deals with, or her ilk, like Quinn. They all fake this stuff because they are athletes in the oppression Olympics. You will see a little further how they deal with tweets. They actually take a screenshot of the tweet. And here you can see the actual tweets tweeted by Anita herself. And there's some that they do match some of the writings in here, but they are completely they try to pass it off as someone else. And they try to take it out of context as well, but it doesn't matter really. But the stuff written in here is completely idiotic, and it's as if someone has a weird blood fetish or a vampire fetish or something. That they are mostly a rape or a kill threats, but by one person only. And most of the messages are just cringe-worthy. Moving on.
That began with intimidating and harassing female video game journalists under the
Here you
guise
can
of
see.
fairness in video game journalism.
You can see she's
The
trying to
harassment
drag
quickly
it.
gained traction. It helped catalyze the alt-right movement, which secured power and prominence during the 2016 election cycle.
And now she blames Trump for the white supremacists. Well, of course, why not? But if I was an American myself, I would have voted Trump for Trump, because I think he's a great president and he has been doing great for America, especially for the last few. Compared to the last few presidents, I certainly would have voted for Trump. Sure, there are a few things I kind of disagree with him, but they are not much, and I'm pretty sure the regressive left has already done a video or something about it, which means my voice will be simply drowned out, and I'll be wasting my time.
You were studying Gamergate, and you were really looking.
A nice rare Pepe, which now it's not as rare as it was before. Pepe! But, considering the number of subscribers here, and I'm not sure if this is ever going to show up on the actual NBC news feed on TV. So this will probably only reach less people than Sargon does each day. So that will make them extra triggered. And since I don't live in America, I'll never know if they actually will show up on TV.
At the techniques that they use, it's impossible not to see the same techniques being used by Trump supporters.
Oh my god, the Trump supporters, oh my god, they're so evil, they're like literally Hitler, they're literally Nazis.
According to Vossen, the gamers and the alt-right
Stop quoting that useless woman!
share common ground.
As people who are marginalized,
Oh, just wait for it. You're gonna see the magic word where everything just becomes clear.
for equality, those who traditionally had privilege, especially white men.
There you go. White men. It's always the white man's fault. It's always men's fault. It's always them. It's always the male's fault. She doesn't get a job worth much. It's a male's fault. She becomes a burger flipper. It's a male's fault. She fails on building a sandwich. It's the male's fault. It's always someone else's fault with these feminists. Remember when these hobbies used to be niche or really relegated just to nerdy or geeky types? Well, sadly, when they become really popular or hip, things like this happens. They start to meddle with our stuff and they start to change it to their tastes. But that's the problem with their tastes. They never actually play. They are never gamers themselves. They just want to change it to fit the narrative and screw everything else. They are exactly like the old Christian or religious fanatic Puritans. They are new Puritans today because of this. They want to blame everything on the white male, and they want to change things, but they never play. If, for example, I think even this Voss thingy, the person here that I forgot the name already, it's the same level of a gamer as Anita is. That means she actually has no skill whatsoever, or she's not even a gamer. Maybe she only plays Candy Crush and calls herself a gamer. And this is exactly why, for example, in the feminist frequency videos, you can see Anita stole footage from other people to build a narrative that says she's a player, but no. She's actually just stole the footage to show the game itself and added her voice in the background and needed, I don't know how many thousands of dollars to do that. I'm doing this for free. See?
Feel that they are being oppressed by these people who are trying to just be treated.
Oppression Olympics. Remember, Anita, we saw you play Mario Kart and it was a disaster. So I think you're pretty much the same level, Emma. So don't go crying for gamers.
Treated as equal.
Why do you hate black people? African Americans.
Dirty, they're stingy, and they're just
I think this one was maybe related as a joke, because, I don't know, considering that's NBC, and they are purveyor of fake news, especially on this video, as we can see here. But it just doesn't, it just feels weird or off. Okay, I'm gonna give it to NBC, because I'm really not in the mood to search for this video and see if it, and see its context. So I'm gonna give this one to NBC and say, okay, sure, we'll take it as a face value.
Xbox Live and PlayStation Network both allow players to chat live while gaming. They had
Oh my god, the evil! The devil! They're the ones Satan worshippers!
The witness was what I call like linguistic profiling, like just based on how somebody sounds, you know, they kind of lash out in like very like a inappropriate way.
Yeah, you're pretty much the same type of person as Emma and Anita. I'm pretty sure you have no idea what gaming is. Or if you have done so, you probably never played anything more than Call of Duty, if that is the level of gaming you ever went.
Wait.
Who votes for mission? Do they allow girls to play Call of Duty in America?
Wow, they allow morons to play Call of Duty in America?
And you can see this one was supposed to be a joke. You can see it from the beginning. It was supposed to be a joke. From the very start, it was supposed to be a joke. It's... And these people are so damn retarded that they can't even get a joke.
Not everyone in the gaming community is sexist. Or
Oh, not all men, but certainly all men, that's what I'm saying.
racist. We are having this sort of internal cultural problem with sexist and racist gamers.
So,
She will never amount more than a burger flipper. If she does, she will misplace the letters.
what happens when these behaviors move from the gaming world to the...
And talking about that, the previous footage, they took it from another protest to try and fit to the one in Charlottesville, or try to connect it to alt-right or to the Trump supporters. And that makes no sense. They're just trying to build a narrative. But this footage here is another one completely different. You can see the people are different from the previous footage. They're trying to build a narrative here. I don't remember exactly where this was, but they were ostracized or were kind of just relegated to a corner. But I can't be sure, so don't quote me on this. And I'm really not in the mood to search for this video.
the real world. Keegan Hanks studies the progression of the alt-right on the web.
What about the alt-left? Oh.
As a platform, kind of had a...
And now we have Southern Poverty Law Center. The people who actually wanted to censor Ayaan Hirsi Ali and other ex-Muslims, who labeled them as dangerous, as hateful, because they dared to speak the truth about Islam. They went through it. Ayaan Hirsi Ali has the scars to prove it. Even a director she worked on a movie more than 10 years ago got killed because of Islam. And here we have Southern Poverty Law defending them. Sorry about the plane, I'm not going to censor myself.
New York rise in the alt-right. I think many of the members of the alt-right were actually aware of it because they were also members.
Okay, now I think this is the most awesome thing they ever did in Charlottesville, and for me, I think it was the best thing ever they did, but not because of the message itself, but for the hilarity factor. This one is the cherry on the cake, the icing on the cake. It just made it much funnier. What were they thinking when they thought, let's bring on tiki torches! Yeah! What they thought, oh my god, like, guys, we're going to protest, but we're gonna show up on TV, so our skin must be looking fabulous. So we're gonna grab some tiki torches, so they're gonna scare away the Jews and the mosquitoes too. Isn't this a grand idea? Isn't this fabulous? Ooh! That's probably what they thought when they made this. I I think this is the most hilarious protest I've ever seen. And I've seen cringy stuff, but this is hilarious.
Video game community, many of them are. Discord became almost a requirement for a lot of these people if you wanted to be actively involved in the movement.
Discord is anonymous and lightly monitored, which allowed the alt-right to control communications and...
Alt-right doesn't control communications. What they do is share links or anything that a person can join in on the channel. And this is nothing new. Antifa, communists, even Muslims do it.
And access for thousands of users. Some Discord servers controlled by alt-right leaders made users post...
They don't own the server, Discord does.
...pictures of their Caucasian skin in...
You know, after all the narrative that you've battled here in NBC, I'm gonna call it shenanigans on this one, or at least until you provide them evidence. I'm pretty sure they may have happened or something, but since you are NBC, the purveyor of fake news, I'm gonna have to doubt it. Everything has been questionable lately.
In order to participate. This allowed the alt-right to centralize its message and disseminate information around the Charlottesville rallies. Discord service played a substantial role in...
You know, all the footages of people getting run over, this one is the most used one. And here is the interesting bit. They barely used or even showed the Muslims running over people. You know, because they need to fit a narrative. And they barely even touched the crimes committed by the left itself. For example, that the two guys got murdered on Portland Metro because they tried to defend a Muslim from a person, a leftist, a Bernie supporter, because he was attacking them. And then we have the Republican tennis match. Then we have the Black Lives Matter Dallas shootings. We have tons of evidence and Muslims running over people, but no, they prefer to focus on this one only. Because, well, why not?
Fomenting the riots that led to the death of Heather Heyer. After facing pressure...
Here, you can see the tweet they actually took a screenshot from, and to show you how different it is for what they're trying to show. The narrative itself doesn't play, because they had to edit everything else to fit the narrative. You can see here, and now, and now you can see how the tweet itself is on the others. They actually added the hashtag Gamergate, they add this, everything else. They just copied manually, and the text manually, and added it on Photoshop and edited it. They have no ethics. I try to be as ethical as possible and be morally correct. I don't think I could live with myself knowing I did something like this and try to pass a fake message or something false. When I realize something I said or anything was false or fake, I try the utmost to correct it. Sometimes the embarrassment, it's actually quite big, and I think you people should develop that feeling when you peddle fake information or something wrong. You should feel embarrassed. Sure, I make mistakes from there on. Sometimes I make mistakes, but I will always try to learn. I will always try to provide truthful information. I always will try to be correct. Sure, as I said, I will fail, but it happens. Especially if something matches what I've been saying or something that proves me right. I have to try and verify it first before I share it, because it will only harm my message. And usually when people or something that proves what you're saying, proves your narrative, it's where usually you lower your guard on sources or the quality of the information. I tried the most to actually avoid it, but sometimes I get too excited and I share it, only to realize my mistake later. I feel embarrassed and try to apologize for it. It's horrible and I try my most, but it happens sometimes. And I should should agree that sometimes it does happen for the for news outlets too, and it happens. Everyone is human, but the level of fake news and morally bankrupt messages that they are trying to peddle, it's just not normal. It just shows that they actually want to do it, not by accident, but by wanting themselves.
Found the slavers used to organize in Charlottesville. The company stated, "We will continue to take action against white supremacy, Nazi ideology, and all forms of..."
And this is where something I disagree with. I'm completely and totally against censorship. If you're going to ban white supremacists or Nazis, you should ban black supremacists and communists and Antifa and Muslims themselves, or Islamic supremacy, which you'll find pretty much 90% of where Muslims congregate. But sadly, it doesn't fit the narrative, so you only find them banning white supremacists. And I will be completely fine with them preaching their message, white supremacy, Nazi ideology, or black supremacists and Black Lives Matter, Antifa and communists, if I own Discord. The only thing I would allow it because it's free speech. But the single second they actually broke a law in the US where the server is located, they'll be censored, and their details, if there was any credible threat of violence or anything, will be sent to the police or to the FBI or whatever agency is needed. I would follow to the letter the law in the US. I would allow it. I would allow the white supremacists preach their hate, the black supremacists to preach their hate, the SJWs and feminists to preach their hate, but all within the limit of the American law and the free speech laws in America. That's it. I would allow it, but only within the American law. Anything beyond that, I would actually support the closing of the group or something similar.
of hate. Perhaps not surprisingly.
And this one I will actually try to verify it, but it just can't be bothered.
James Alex Fields Jr., the white supremacist charged for Hire's death, was no stranger to video games.
Oh my god,
In
video
2010,
games.
his mother-
Video games makes people violent, makes people commit crimes. The humanity. The humanity.
Filed a complaint against him, claiming he struck her in the head and locked her in the bathroom because she told him to...
I don't see you blaming Bernie Sanders for the stuff that happened on his name, or people related to Bernie Sanders, or people who believe his message, like people who play games. No, of course not, because it doesn't fit your narrative, you dumb.
to stop playing video games.
Of course. Remember, people, remember, if you're going to do something, a video that takes time like this one that I'm doing here, that really took 3 times, it's taking its toll on me, and it's taking time, I'm already way too tired. But if you're going to make a video like the NBC that took some time, and you actually took the time to interview someone, or have some retarded burger flipper in the future, or lettuce incapable person, then at least make it truthful, and don't try to change the message or change the facts or something to fit your narrative. It just makes you look ugly and really makes you look bad. Well, here it is. This is enough for me today. And so take care, my beautiful minions. Don't let the Smurfs bite you, because as you know, nutritionists and today's journalists are like the Smurfs. They're cute as fuck, but they're completely useless. Toodles!